Moored in Vestmannaeyjar, how exciting. I'm really looking forward to exploring the island. So far it looks spectacular.
Welcome back to Adventure Now in Vestmannaeyjar. Or, if you're like me and sometimes struggle to get your worms out, then you can call them the Westman Islands. Whichever you choose, one thing is for sure, this is a very remarkable corner of the earth. We're about to hike up this impressive looking hill. We're expecting to find some ladders and loads of opportunities to muck it all up. And I've just found this telephone which signifies that in 1906 this island was connected to the phone system. And for the first time in my life, I know what it means to be on the phone. Situated 5 miles off the south coast of Iceland, these islands were formed by underwater volcanic eruptions. The youngest is called Sketchy and was formed in 1963. You are free to wander around and climb where you like here, and in some places the land is so young that the rocks are still hot. Take those reins off me, I know I might fall down. I crave a level of uncertainty and I'll wear it on my brow. The lines that form will be my life, and I'll wear those lines with pride, so don't wrap me up in cotton wool, I need to feel alive. It didn't take long for us to realise that we were going to like it here. Climbing these ladders, it's clear that there is plenty of cock-it-up opportunity all around. The fact that the Icelandic authorities choose to allow situational awareness to separate the wheat from the chaff is quite refreshing. Although slightly weathered, I can only assume that these carvings are people's last will and testament, because this is a pretty sketchy climb up here and we're about to go onto the vertical ladder section. I can't believe that we haven't had to sign a disclaimer to do this. You would in pretty much any other country, certainly in Great Britain. But I guess here if you fell off, they'd just say, "You stupid idiot." And I have to say, I agree.
Woohoo! You know that the footprints are carved into the stone, seriously, by so many people walking here.
We all know the expression, curiosity killed the cat. And just like cats, we're all naturally curious. And if curiosity is potentially a killer, then at least that breeds excitement and adventure before you check out, rather than death by boredom. So thank you, Iceland, for arousing our curiosity, allowing us to satisfy it, and also to the good people who hammered the nails in so well. We thank you. Wow, a pretty good view up here. And so I guess it's official. There's a festival going on below, and it looks like I've reached the age where I'd rather be on a hike. I guess that's sensibility, and I tell you what else is sensible. When the going looks tough, send the Polish mountain goat ahead. That's what I say. The puffins seem happy to observe the festival from up here too. We love puffins. They're the prettiest and yet least graceful birds that we have come across, and in many ways they remind me of home, although at a festival in Essex they'd be rolling around on the floor by now. We've been here for just over 24 hours now, but that's plenty of time to make our minds up. We think the people here are a little bit mad, and I mean mad in the best possible way. They all seem to be living their best life. The cars are big, loud, the tyres are even bigger, and I think that's probably how you have to be when you're living out on the fringes here. You know, off Icelandic mainland, I think Iceland is extreme enough. This is a step further. And I heard an expression once, and that is that if you're not living on the edge, you're taking up too much room. And I think that's a motto that the people here stick by, and so do the puffins behind me. It's an incredible place and a privilege to come and visit. The reward for climbing up here is signing the guest book, which I have to say I was a little disappointed by, because I had heard that being up here there is a chance that you can get blown off.
Here we are.
Yeah, we have a kind of an agreement in our relationship. Mark can read and I can write.
You're a knob. There you are, I'll hold the camera.
Successful mission must be celebrated, and thanks to Eileen, our Faroese friend, we have something to celebrate it with.
Snaps. Cheers.
Cheers, Eileen.
Places like this make me contemplate what safety really is. Our life is close enough to the edge for my liking, and I don't think we take up too much room. When I look across this stunning archipelago, I wonder how it is that the people live with the very real threat of volcanic eruption. But I guess that's the point. One person's safety is another person's danger. So I'm full of admiration for people who live out here and enjoy a full and slightly edgy way of life. Just across from the harbour is the Sea Life Centre, where you can marvel at some of the creatures of the deep or visit the puffins in the Puffin Hospital.
Oh, he hit the thing.
Here you will also find Little White and Little Grey, the two beluga whales that moved here from a water park in Shanghai. According to the Sea Life Trust website, they reside in a large natural bay, so we were quite surprised to find them in this enclosure. Hopefully this is only temporary and they find themselves back in the sea soon, because we find it quite hard to find pleasure watching majestic creatures like this confined to a tank and swimming in circles. Next on the agenda was another hike, this time further inland, where you can clearly see the lava flow from the last eruption, which destroyed 400 houses. You can clearly see where it stopped short of the main part of the town, thanks largely, I guess, to Mother Nature's mercy, but also to the brave efforts of some locals who fought back the lava flow using these pumps and seawater to cool it and stop it in its tracks. The mischief maker was a brand new act in town called the Eldfell volcano, which now towers red and ominously on the horizon. And this is where head office was leading us. There are a couple of signposts and what I think you could probably consider some marked paths, but I soon got bored and just decided that the quickest way was straight up. It wasn't without a few crumbly challenges along the way, but don't forget, here you can take your life in your own hands. So up we went. And finally, I found what we're all looking for.
I've just found the hole here, and when I stick my hand in there, that is hot. Put your hand in there, Ashley. It's incredible, isn't it?
Oh my god, yeah, it's so warm. Hot.
I think this is the first time I've been wearing a t-shirt in Iceland, but that is because I'm hot, having hiked up to the top of the Eldfell volcano. Asher made us do it. It's Sunday and we were chilling out on the boat, but the sun came out, the orders were given, and here we are. It's a pretty cool place. The last one we hiked was the one over there, but this one wasn't even here 51 years ago. It started erupting in January 1973, and for the 6 months that followed, it spewed out lava and grew to what it is now. The locals were all evacuated. The island was covered in volcanic ash, but a few brave people came back and spent a long time spraying the lava with salt water to cool it down as it raced towards the harbour. It actually heated the water to 44 degrees C, all in and around the harbour area. But they did manage to stop the lava flow. The harbour was saved because they thought it would block the entrance up, and had it done, we wouldn't be here now. Iceland, the land of fire and ice, it's very apt. It's a fascinating place to be, and I'm very lucky that we've managed to come here on Altor and enjoy this place. It's been a few days since we climbed Eldfell volcano, and since then we've had a lot of wind and a lot of rain. We had to move the boat into a safe corner of the harbour. But today it's all gone calm, and I think we are going to leave today. We've got a big calm patch out to the east of us which we're going to have to motor through, and hopefully we can pick up some northerly wind to get us down to Scotland. That is the plan. But before we leave, we decided to come and look at the old harbour. This is a fascinating place because you can see where all the lava made its march towards the harbour entrance. And right behind me is an old saltwater storage tank. They use a lot of salt water on the island for the fish processing. And you can see how the lava just spilled into it and burst it open. It also filled the community swimming pool that was behind us, and this is where they sprayed it so desperately with salt water to stop it from filling up the harbour entrance, which they managed to do. And I think it's just fascinating that, as I said on top of the volcano, 50 years ago this wasn't even here.
Let he who is without sin cast the first stone. I'm reading a sign here, and this says that in 1627 this island was raided by slave hunters from North Africa. They took a lot of people from here, and those that they didn't want got raped and killed. So in this mad day and age where we're all paying the price for our history, I wonder if this island and the people here will get some compensation too. Because I think what you do for one, you should definitely do for the other. Well, we're pretty much at the end of our visit now to this lovely island, and our last stop is the harbour entrance, where you can actually see where the lava flow was stopped before it spilled into the harbour. We've got a ferry on the way in, we're going to let him park, then we're going to go on the fuel dock and we're going to say goodbye to this place and head south.
Are you ready for an adventure, Mr. Thompson?
Yep, staring down the barrel of 4 days at sea, and we hope next landfall will be Stornoway. We're ready, fueled up. All we've got to do is make like a sheep and get the flock out of it.
Let's go.
That's you. And that's it. 52 or 53 days or something since we've been in Iceland, and now we're saying goodbye. Back out to sea. I'm a little bit nervous. We're going to need diesel to get us started, and then hopefully we're going to hook into a nice bit of northerly. But thank you, Iceland. You've been absolutely awesome. And we've had our fair share of summer. Yes. I think we can expect a little bit of a swell to be set in from the strong easterlies of the last few days, but we've got to do what we can, punch into it for quite a long way, probably 20 hours or so, and then hopefully we will hook into the northerly that's coming down the east side of Iceland, and that will set us on our way.
So after nearly 2 months of hopping around Iceland and taking shelter in the safety of their harbours, we now leave and take our chances back out to sea, headed for the warmer southern waters of Scotland. Iceland had been an incredible adventure for us, and though we always look forward to arrival at our new destination, there were certainly 2 heavy hearts on board watching this fantastic land slip out of sight behind us.
We have left Vestmannaeyjar just over 24 hours ago and have been motor sailing for all the way so far, but now we are reaching a consistent 16-17 knots, so I have turned off Perkins and now we're gonna sail. We have jib up and the main up. Mark is having a rest and I'm minding the ship. The sea state is okay-ish. We have a odd slam here and there, but we had easterly gales for a couple of days, so the sea is not calm. There are some waves going on, but it's pretty okay. So yeah, we are, I don't know how many miles into the journey. I haven't checked, and I kind of don't want to, because I want to check it further down the road and say, oh my god, we made it so far. But yeah, that's not yet. Hey honey.
Good morning. Or good afternoon. I've got myself a bit confused because we've gone on to British summertime, haven't we? Because we don't need to be on Icelandic time anymore. But congratulations, we're sailing.
Yeah.
24 hours in, give or take, and we've hooked into this breeze coming down from the northeast. So we're a bit close, aren't we, at the moment? But good speed, we're on track. We did say that whatever happened, we wouldn't sail back to Scotland with the wind in front of the beam. I think our sail up from Scrabster to the Faroe Islands to windward for 200 miles was plenty enough for one season. But actually we were running short of opportunities to come back from Iceland. We felt like we were stuck out on the southwest corner there. And our insurance says we need to be back into UK waters by the end of August, which is just over a couple of weeks. So we decided to make this weather window work, which means the wind is ahead of the beam. But we're not bumping up and down too much. We are finding our feet back into the ocean passage and making some good progress. But hopefully we can just stay on this high course until we're on a latitude with the Faroe Islands, and then we can bear away and sort of soak away with the wind and get a bit more comfortable on our last leg to Stornoway. But we're doing good. This one over here is keeping it together, just about.
Yeah, I'm fine. Luckily I'm not on the windward side, so I'm not falling off the bench at the moment.
Yeah, she's got the best seat in the house there. It's 10 past 10 and the light is starting to fade, and I'm noticing that the further south that we get. And I'm now reflecting on our 50 or so days in Iceland, and it really was an awesome adventure. I think we did it justice and we had a great time. We didn't get to see Greenland, but Ash and I are not too concerned about that. We always say that what's for us won't pass us, and even from when we first hatched the idea about Greenland, we said maybe. And the maybe was really relying on if we were in the right place at the right time with the right weather. And those stars didn't align for us this year, but that doesn't matter. All it means is that we'll defer Greenland for a future adventure. But for now we're just going to concentrate on getting ourselves south. It's a bit more feisty out here than I thought it was going to be, but we're making good progress. I'm really looking forward to getting back to Bonnie, Scotland. I can tell you, the whiskey's going to be large.
And so, from somewhere in the North Atlantic Ocean, that's where we're going to leave this episode of Adventure Now. Thank you very much indeed for following along and joining us for our magical Icelandic adventure. We really hope you enjoyed it, and if so, please come back next time when we arrive into Scotland in time for late summer. Altor, out.
Gästebok, Gästebuk, Gästebuch.
Why did the chicken cross the road?
Because he was following orders! We can't do that, we've got to do it again.